It snowed, and now we're going to do an accident recovery with the sneaker truck, which is very different than what I normally do. But I got home late last night with the jump Jeep here. That's what it's called, single axle jump Jeep. And from towing it back from Washington, and where this accident is, it's like 4 or 5 miles down the road right here. I actually came back that same way about 9:30 last night, and it was raining, had been raining a good bit. Roads were soaked, raining with just a little bit of snow mixed in. And then I got home. Actually, this was still hooked up. I just hooked it this morning. Parked truck and trailer, went inside, went to bed, woke up this morning, saw this frozen snow on top of frozen ice underneath it from all that rain, wet, frozen in there. Thought, man, it's gonna be slick this morning. 5 minutes later, my buddy Trey calls, said someone slid out of their lane and hit his dad while his dad was driving to work. And now I gotta go get his dad's car and tow it out of there. So I unhooked this. I parked this and turned it into the sun to try to thaw that out as quick as possible. And yeah, we're gonna go do some sneaker truck recovery. If you wonder why it's called a sneaker truck, because it's super sneaky and doesn't look like a tow truck, but it is. And we're gonna take this as the front wheel drive Honda Civic. So we're gonna take this, just grab it, off we go. Quick and simple. Now I did, you see my footprints going over to start up the rollback, because the picture shows a car upside down, crashed through a fence out in the field, and off to the side there's another car just sitting on the shoulder. I thought I was going to get the car upside down, crash the field, because Trey did not specify. So I was going to get the rollback ready for that. A wrecked car rolled, tumbled out in the field. And then I called his dad, and I'm talking to him, and he's explaining, and I'm like, wait, is your car upside down, or is your car just sitting off the side? He's like, it's the one off to the side. So this will be nice and easy, which the windshield looks like it's pretty thawed out, so I guess we will go to work. All right, let me be very clear that if this was not a friend of mine's dad, we would not be going to do this right now. I hate doing accident calls and turn them down pretty much every time. And I hate doing side of the road work, and I turn it down pretty much every time. This is both of those things, but one, it's a friend of mine's dad. Two, it looks like from the pictures I can be completely off on the shoulder, not in the road, hook up to it in like a minute with this auto loader on the back of this truck. Oh man, this is slippery roads out here. We're gonna go very slow down this hill. But we're gonna be out of there real quick, not working like in the road. So I said I'd do it. But normally, no, I don't. I turn this stuff down all the time. Pretty much the worst tow company ever, because people call for this type of thing. And I'm like, nah, you need to call a tow company for that. And they're like, you are the tow company. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Well, you need to call a different tow company, because we're not like a good one. And then they have to call someone else. But yeah, it's why I refuse to sign up for the rotations. I've been asked to sign up for rotation multiple times. Will not do it. Just won't. Have no desire to. Because this is not the business I want to be in. I hate the business side of towing and this type of thing. And there's insurance companies you got to deal with. Like, I have no desire to be in that business at all. I like doing recoveries. I like doing towing work, like with the heavy wrecker and stuff. But absolutely hate the business of it and want nothing to do with that as like my business. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it does to me. So you do see me do roadside work sometimes and roadside recoveries and stuff, especially with the Zacklift. And there's really only two scenarios where like I get into that. One is I was swindled into thinking that it was, or led to believe, nicer way of saying that it wasn't a side of the road thing where I had to be in the road type of deal. And if that's the case, when I show up, I'll make the call at the time of like, is it low enough traffic? Is it a safe enough road? Is there enough visibility in every direction that I can do this safely? If so, okay, I'll do it. If not, I tell them, hey, you can hop in with me and we're headed out of here and I'll get you back to town, or you can stay here and deal with it yourself. But either way, I'm out, and they get to make that choice. The other time is if OSP, which is Oregon State Police, or ODOT specifically requests me to respond like I was a rotation company, because the actual rotation companies are busy or already on other accidents or jobs or whatever. And in those cases, I ask that they provide the traffic control, because part of the rotation contracts is the tow company is required to provide their own traffic control. Well, since I'm not contracted, none of the contract rules apply to me, and I can say things like, well, I'll do it, but you need to be there to provide traffic control, or you need to send troopers out for traffic control, or I'm not going to go do it. And most times they do. They're super cool about that, like really, really good to work with actually in that regard. But I don't think I've ever had them turn me down for that. Well, one time they did, but it was out of area, not in this area. It was like 2.5 hours away. Division requested me, and they were not so cool to work with, like the guys here. But either way, so yeah, when you guys see me on the side of the road, a lot of times there's a state trooper, a sheriff, or an ODOT incident response truck, usually in the video, with the lane shut down, blocking the big message sign up, all that stuff, cones out. It's in the video, and I'll still get comments from people like, you didn't go put your cones out, that was so dangerous. It's like, the whole lane was shut down by like the police. But either way, those are like the only two scenarios where I'll do side of the road work or accident stuff. I hate doing that type of work, but today we're going to do a little bit of it. So that's enough rambling. We'll see how it goes. So like I said, it rained in the evening, and then it froze and snowed on top of it. So this is like one giant sheet of black ice with a little bit of snow on top. It is very slippery. No, I knew the turn. From the picture, I knew right where you're at.
Well, you know how he is, though.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yes.
We're gonna make history on this?
Yeah. Not yet. It's in park, right?
It's in drive or first or something, I think.
Okay.
You know.
Let's put it in park.
It's 5 speed, so.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. So in gear. Perfect. Okay. Now we'll set it.
You're not going to jam with your jam, are you?
Maybe a little. You can bill me for that. All right, I'm gonna go the other side and grab the back end and scoot it up just the same. Okay, this one is in a way sketchier spot than the picture made it show. But I put a bunch of flares in the road up there, and then I coned the road off. That part I didn't cone because I went back up and did it after. But I coned the road off where people like have to pretty much stop and then drive around in the turn lane that's up there and then come down real slow, and then they got a car up there slowing people down with traffic control. So if it wasn't for all that, this would be 100% no job. Not at all what I was expecting it to be, which is usually the case, which is why I usually just say no. yeah, that's holding up.
I do appreciate it. Just in case I haven't said that before.
Yeah.
Because some people are ungrateful in that front.
I think we can work with that. Just so that when we pick the front wheels up, the back end doesn't roll off into the ditch. I guess it's kind of automatically wheel chocked, but yeah. Problem is my remote batteries are completely dead because I haven't used this thing in a year. So
You want this hood shut again, probably?
yeah, we'll need it shut all the way.
I think so.
Just trying to get some space up here so I can grab it a little better. Oh, autoloader, I have to do this.
She was clueless, I helped her though.
Yeah, people amaze me with how stupid they get around driving. The road's coned off, there's flares in the road, there's a car parked in the road if they're slowing people down, they go around all that and then fly by. I really need to get these batteries figured out in this thing. Okay. See, based on the picture and how it looked, I was hoping I'd just back up and do that and we drive off.
I cannot thank you enough. I do appreciate it. I was hoping just to be able to drive it out of the way. We just rode this tilt deck or something, but that wasn't happening once that tie rod was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this. Skid steer. No, we're not doing the skid steer.
Well, the skid steer's remote control. We could sit over in the field out of the way and just run it.
But you still got the thing out there to lane of traffic. Because yeah, I'll just come in from the side and I'll just pick it up. I go, and As much fun as that sounds like, is it totaled? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's totaled.
Yeah, total. This is totaled.
As much fun as that sounds like, let's not do that. Sometimes he doesn't always have the greatest ideas.
Trey? No.
I know, it's hard to believe. I've only known him a couple days.
Yeah, really.
Calm and level-headed. He never gets frustrated or angry. Someone runs into the side of a skid steer. Alright, we're making progress.
Yeah, that'd be good now.
I like it. My day, though.
As soon as I get this strap on, you can release that parking brake.
Buttoned up so we don't have any strange things happening.
Okay, you can release that parking brake. I'll put these lights on the back. Yeah. Okay.
Doors are all shut, everything's flat. Driver's door should stay shut.
All right.
You want an address?
Yeah. Come on, text it to me.
Sure.
So I'm gonna pull up here and grab those cones.
I'll help you get some cones out too.
Okay. I got a lot more than I bargained for on that one. It was not the simple quick hookup on the flat shoulder of the road and we take off thing I was thinking / hoping it would be. It was like it was over pretty far on that super sandy, loose, soft shoulder, and it's right on the edge, just going the rest of the way down that fence, around the blind turn, all of that. But luckily, with their help with another vehicle up the road with hazards on and someone slowing everyone down, and then I put cones and flares and all that stuff across the road, we're able to get it done fairly safely. But some of you drive way too freaking fast past flares and cones and people trying to slow you down and cars with their hazards on, and I truly in my heart want to do such mean things to you, like for real. But either way, we got it out of there, it's hooked up, we're going down the road, and other stuff, I guess, I don't know. Okay, we're back home. Dropping it off was super simple, just back in the driveway, pop the straps, wheel lift down, open claws, go home. Super simple. But I did not realize when I was heading out to this job that this was going to be a perfect example of why I don't want to do this type of work. So I didn't know that the car we're going to pick up was not part of the accident. He was hit while trying to help out with the accident. He was heading to work, saw the wrecked car upside down, shit scattered everywhere, no one around, no caution tape on it like police had already been there or anything like that. So he pulled over onto the shoulder, off the road, onto the shoulder, clear of the lane, to go check and make sure if there was anyone in the car, if they needed help, were alive or anything. And while his car was there, off the shoulder, off the side of the road, near that accident, another car coming down the hill lost control, nailed his car, totaled it, knocked it off the other side of the road and over the bank where we had to get it from. But that person coming down the hill shows the perfect danger of being on the side of the road at an accident scene or a tow scene or whatever. Is it's distracting to people and people hit what they're looking at. So that car came down the hill like they do probably every morning going to work, saw an accident there, saw a car on the shoulder with its flashers on, reacted in some way, panicked, whatever they did, lost control on the ice and plowed straight into what they were looking at, which is the car with its flashers on and all that stuff, which is a big reason why I do not like the million flashy lights all over every truck and the stupid thing that's so popular in towing right now. It's also why I don't like wearing a whole bunch of high vis when I'm off the side of the road over on the shoulder. I do not want people driving down the road over there looking at me over here. That's creating a distraction that doesn't need to be there. And it is very well proven that when things go bad, people hit what they're looking at. And I like very simple, normal warning lights, not distraction lights like what most people have. And when it comes to high vis, I get reamed on high vis a lot from you guys in the comments, and it's because you guys don't have the common sense of working on the side of the road, a lot of you. A high vis vest, a safety vest, is not a car proof thing. It's not going to save you. If high vis makes perfect sense on a construction site, been a lot of construction sites, people and equipment are interacting with each other and in and out of each other's paths all day long. The operators know that they need to be looking out for the people. The high vis helps the operator spot the people and see where they are. They are expecting all of that. On the side of the road, if I'm over there off the shoulder, not in the lane, interacting with traffic, I don't want traffic looking at me. I want traffic looking where they're going, continuing on like they would normally do with no problems. It's not a coincidence that a freaking road sign sits on the side of the highway for 20 years and never gets touched. You park a tow truck next to it with 4 million flashing lights on and a car hits it in 10 minutes. That's not a coincidence. It's because people are distracted and they hit what they're looking at, especially drunk drivers. And in this area of Central Oregon, with this stupid beer culture we have, drunk driving is a very common thing, even first thing in the morning like this. We had a accident scene not too long ago on the highway. Drunk driving wreck, shut down the highway. ODOT incident response trucks on each end of the accident scene, and with all their flashing lights on, drunk driver hit the truck that was on this end, drunk driver hit the truck that was on that end, because they hit what they're looking at. So that is why I like minimal warning lights. And if I'm not in the road interacting with traffic, like being traffic control, I don't want to be super visible now. I want to be over there. I don't want people paying attention to me. I don't want them looking at me. I don't want them to be in any way distracted by what I'm doing over here. I want them to continue over there. So that's kind of my rant about why sometimes I wear a safety vest and sometimes I don't. And now I know what the rules are, and that when you're working on the side of the highway, it's OSHA, this, state law, whatever crap. I don't care. Don't care one bit what the rules say. I'm gonna do what I feel is best to keep me safe, not what some paper writing somewhere says I'm supposed to do. Now in this job here, I didn't film super good what we did for traffic control, but because when I first showed up, we had to like assess the scene and make sure if we could even make it safe to do this, or if it was like, hey, let's load up and get out of here and come back later, get traffic control, some way like that. So you saw me put flares out in the beginning up above the corner, and I put cones up there too. See, cones. Nobody slowed down. They were all off on the shoulder of the road. Nobody slowed down one bit. Everybody came down that hill at full speed. So went back up before we started hooking up and winching the car, went back up, moved all the cones halfway out into the lane and put the flares up there as well. So because it was traffic lane, turn lane, traffic lane. So we weren't making people go on an oncoming lane, but they had to go over into the turn lane to get around the cones and the flares. And then we had the other car that was there with our customer go up, park on the other side of the cones with flashers on. And she stood there slowing traffic down. And most people at that point, where they had cones blocking the lane, flares blocking the lane, a car with flashers on, and this was all up at the top at the end of a very long straightaway, so it was visible for a long, long way, not right around the corner. So no surprises to people coming down the road. They had to slow down, go out into the turn lane, around all of that, go past a person who's telling them to slow down, and then come down around the hill. And most people did good, slowed down, and that made it safe enough we could go recover that car out of the ditch, get hooked up to it, and tow it away. Some did not. You see the dump truck there at the end. When I went to pull out, can see nobody come up the hill, so I pull out to get across the road over to my side, and here comes a dump truck down the hill around the corner, full speed. Like, how dumb do you have to be to see all this going on at the end of a straight stretch, move over into a turn lane, go around all of it at full speed, downhill around a blind turn without ever slowing down in a fucking dump truck? Like, are you kidding me? And I hope the dump truck driver is watching this, because just so you know, the person who was standing there telling you to slow down, that you blew past and went around at high speed without even caring one bit about, knows your boss personally and was on the phone with them before we even got out of that scene. So have fun with that. But either way, this is just a great example of why I want nothing to do with this type of work. It's not worth it. In this case, we're able to make it work, get it done, but in general, this type of work's not worth it, so it's not what I want to do. That's why you don't see me do very much of it. And I guess that's enough ranting for today. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.